Will it sound odd that the people who...
Are you sure? Who's the head of properties?
William, that is the glass she had. Isn't it?
How
The
many-
gold rim? I thought it was my own glass.
You're a stickler for
wasn't.
deep. I think I did have powder on. I might look suddenly glass. Made of glass.
We just need to check audio, so if you talk a little bit.
I just wish at some point we could get you going over this wall. You could say, how do I get out of here? Climb over.
Oh, you got made up this time.
No, I didn't. But I think I was powdered last time, so I thought I ought to be powdered this time.
Ms. Hepburn and Mr. Cavett, can we have a little audio, just a little discussion so we can check your mic?
I just noticed.
We've lost a camera.
I had-
Haven't we? Am I cuckoo? Weren't there four? Weren't there four cameras?
No.
Three.
You know, we did lose one in the taping last time.
Yes.
The shirt was higher.
Which one?
That one, yeah, great.
When a person could have moved his shirt during it.
Well, I know, she can do whatever she wants when she wants to do it.
She'd never move that shirt.
No. Oh. that's wonderful lip stuff. What is it? Works great. It's the best stuff I ever...
I'll get you some. It's made for me
God, it's terrific.
because my skin
Is
is.
it beeswax or something?
No, it isn't. It's you know, my terrible skin that just.
My skin started to flake off this weekend.
Oh, hands.
She had a tape on her finger.
Oh, no one's going to notice
Yes,
that.
I had a tape on my finger and my hands were made up.
Maybe you tore it off during the break.
Phyllis?
Yeah, she hears you up here.
Oh, well, don't come down. I'll go up.
No, they're coming down anyway, Ms. Hepburn.
I'll just go up.
Don't perspire.
Mickey, when the coffee's hot, give me a cup of regular coffee. When it's hot. All right, when you get to it, again, when you call for the closing, this is the one that you don't have to mention the American Film Theater.
Well, what's the first thing that we do? Say that again.
When you call for it, when you say, okay, let's do the first closing, she
Okay.
will start to thank her. She will get up and take her stuff and walk off, and you say, I swear to you, she'll be back tomorrow night.
I see.
And then always hold at the end of those good nights so we can, just for editing purposes, just
I'll just say to her something like, yeah, maybe this would work since you surprised me by deciding to do this before we'd planned to. I'm going to surprise you by saying that you have to come back tomorrow night. We just have to go on.
But she just wanted immediately to get up and grab the stuff. And when you say thank you, I think that's her cue to just beat it. She's,
Oh, just...
I think
and
that's
then...
what she had in mind, because that's what she did last time. You mean I can go? She'll do a
Yeah.
mistake. Maybe you should just talk to
Just
her.
on the cue of something like we've come to the end of our time tonight. And,
If you think it's better the other way, talk to her about it.
yeah, we'll see. Because I could say you want to take a rest and she could just get up and do it.
I don't think a rest.
Take a nap.
You're right.
What's this jazz?
That you had tea last time.
Oh. Yes, but it was in the glass.
It was? You didn't have
I don't... It will make a
I don't think so.
bit of difference, as long as we look about the same in the same color. Scanning the far horizon, wondering what the end will be. Half-caste woman, what are your slanting eyes? Watching and waiting to see.
Yes. No, it wasn't.
Did you punch a hole in the shirt last time or
Not
anything?
This one, no, it's the other shirt we had. This was the same.
The right colors.
And it's the way it's hanging.
Exercise.
17 days.
back. Sorry you had to see that.
What is that?
I was doing
Your
my
back?
push-ups.
Can you? I can't. I never could do one. Now, wait a minute.
That I can't believe. I bet you could do pull-ups.
Yeah.
It was on your left hand, Miss Hepburn.
It was right there.
Your hands look so wonderful on the tape. They're just...
Don't tell me that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Somebody
Oh,
said
no,
that
you'll start
once.
to-
And then I played Little Minister. And my hands were so exquisite that it drove everyone right out of the theater. One kind word, and I overdo everything, so
That's like saying, I love the way you putt, just before you putt.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
upsmanship,
yes.
putter, whatever.
But Irene was thrilled with your house. She said, I'd die of jealousy. She said, you must never go there.
Hell, that means you won't come there.
Must never go. She said it was so thrilling. I said, I thought it looked rather windy and bleak.
It does in that picture, but she caught it on a day that was magical. It was one of those crystal clear days like travel posters when the it looks like a Greek travel
Is this
poster
the right
from Greece.
table? This is the wrong table, isn't it? No, this is the right
No, wait a
table.
minute.
No, this is the right table.
Yeah, because you couldn't have gotten your feet that
No,
high.
well, I could, but
Well, I don't mean
I
you
shouldn't
couldn't.
have.
I don't mean you're physically incapable. Hello.
So what are we going to do now?
So we talk a little just so it looks like we come out of it natural, and then
And then you say, do you look around at someone?
I'll probably look at the clock or something and say something
I
like,
say, "What's the
I'm
matter?"
afraid we've come to the end of the...
Oh, that's it?
And then something like
I
that.
see. Well, thank you very much.
But,
And just go. Is that right?
sure, let's see how that...
Talk a little bit further.
No, I think I'll probably call you back and just say, back tomorrow night. So we should just talk, give you some... Okay.
You can join her.
I could leave too.
I mean, talk over there.
That's true.
No, I won't go. We must be very careful not to be cute.
That's true. Okay. Okay, well, let's talk about something. Have you noticed that I haven't asked you any of the things that, do you smoke pot? Would you appear nude in the movies? And what else? And what's your most embarrassing
You mean
experience? I
any
hope
of
you
the
appreciate
any
that.
of the absurd things that you usually ask people? Well,
Thanks a lot.
I assume that
Oh, yes, it was hard for me,
I had
but
you terrified.
I did make an exception.
Thank you very much.
I want to ask you something. Can I mention Betty Davis's name one more time?
Yes, you may.
I asked her once if she could detect a parallel between how her private life was going and how her work was going. You know, in an actor's life, does the one affect the other adversely or
Yeah,
favorably?
well, I think usually favorably. The worse your private life,
Yeah.
the pleasanter it is to go into a land, the Never Never Land.
To get away from it.
And then if you're very, very happy, the Never Never Land is. So most actors, I think, fundamentally can use the miseries. I think that's why I'm so happy.
You mean
Some people can't use the miseries, you know.
In
I
their
think
way.
any kind of an artist generally can use the sorrows and the miseries for creative effect. Terrible thing to say because it's not very, flattering to their characters, but it is true.
But it makes you lucky to be an artist, doesn't it, in a way? Because other people don't have any place to use
Oh,
those
I think you're
miseries.
lucky to be an artist.
Yeah.
Well paid, especially this kind, if you can call it an artist.
I couldn't figure out why that would be. Her answer was the same, that when her private life was troubled, her film work was better than ever. And I wondered if it's because...
Well, you're on the qui-vive,
and maybe the
But
emotions
I think
are...
that's true. No, I think that's true with everything, don't you? I mean, you're wide awake and sort of alert to... You're not kind of sleepy time Joe, loving the, just coasting along.
Yeah. I think I'm an exception to that. I think if I were having trouble, I would think, oh, they got no right to make me act or perform or work. I got enough problems on the outside.
Yes, I think you can think that.
Yeah.
And yet when you get there, because you know that you're either making a fool of yourself or being witty and fun to a big audience, at it, get on with it. And otherwise you don't, so that it's a helpful profession To have to be, well, you're selling yourself, and you can't sell a drip. Well, you can't sell a drip.
Well, a number of them have been sold. Oh, that's funny. By the way, I must ask you this. Forgive me. Are those teeth your own?
Yes.
They're they're of course the most famous teeth in the world, I suppose, and they're.
There's a crooked bottom one, but that doesn't show so much.
But every master.
It's lucky they're my own, because I show them all. I saw a picture of Walter Euston, me, roaring with laughter, and you could see the wisdom teeth. They're my own, too.
You have
of
your
them.
wisdom teeth?
4 of them.
What good are they?
Well, they're just waiting to hold everything in someday. Terrible thought.
It's funny to sit here with you. I must say I know a lot of people probably envy me intensely.
They may be getting rather sick of it now, but
I doubt that. Have you ever been in the presence of somebody where you were in awe?
Oh, yes.
Where you just really couldn't think of what to do or say?
yes, getting that way rapidly in presence of anyone, haven't you?
But what kind of person is it? A statesman, great actors?
No, I don't think so. It's just how you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if you think you're not doing so well, you get more and more full of awe.
Presidents haven't frightened you?
Yes,
FDR?
FDR did, but also he was very easy and sweet and stimulating.
Yeah.
I visited him at the White House once because he wanted me to do a movie, and he was a friend of my mother's. And I said, how am I going to know when I'm supposed to leave? And he said, I'm going to tell you, Kate. I'll just get up and leave the room. He said, then you can go. What about you?
That makes it easy.
When can I go?
I avoided your question, didn't I? You asked if I'd ever been in awe, and I
Yeah.
realized I threw the ball back to you. I thought I was going to be when I'm not, which is surprising. I thought Olivier would terrify me, and he was most unterrifying.
Mm-hmm.
And,
But then I think you felt that you had done well with him,
maybe
if you're
that's it.
really honest.
But I think he made
Whereas if you just stayed in awe and hadn't helped him, you see, it's your business to make me fascinating. Now, if you make me a boa, you have a double burden,
I'd like to-
haven't you? Because you have to juggle it
Yeah.
so that the person comes off well,
Mm-hmm.
and so you sort of come off well.
Sometime when you come back and let me try to make you a bore, just to see if I'm good enough to
You
do
can
that.
make me a boa very easily, I'll tell you that.
I'll take-
Anyone can be a boa.
I'll
This is
take
the
that.
sad truth.
I'll take that chance. We have a... Oh, I saw the...
Phyllis feels that there's a slight problem with makeup, but she wants Toy to take a look.
What's the
Oh,
matter?
okay.
What's wrong?
That's why you keep it break, just so you can get access.
Well, where's the
Kate, there's a piece that fell back here. I gotta put it back.
This was tucked in.
Was it?
I thought you were signaling me. I was just going to go to the...
No, I just wanted you to break it.
It was just like
You know, that little piece that fell
Yeah.
before? It was down.
Wait a minute, let me do it, because otherwise it doesn't.
You have it now.
Aren't we going on a little too long?
I was sort of waiting for a signal.
Oh,
Why don't you slate this? First, good night.
Okay.
And this is where you leave, Miss Hepburn.
Or not.
it's wiggling.
Yep. Gotta put the comb higher, Kate. That's good.
Okay.
Fine, give me.
What are your...
It's terrible trying to match something, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? When I can't remember
It seems
what
to
the
match
picture bit
perfectly,
was.
though.
It does.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's... no, that's no problem. Yeah, it's very self-conscious making, in a way, because you think,
Yeah.
are we looking the same? Are we doing the same thing?
Yeah.
Again, after Miss Hepburn leaves, we'll come back to you and you'll say that she will be back tomorrow night. And just hold your position there. You, Miss Hepburn, can walk right out of it.
And I just get out. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I have to come back on with these two things.
See, I gotta say, I gotta make it clear that there'll be a tomorrow night. And that's my main, yeah. Now you want to roll a little now to get into a time cue?
It's rolling.
Okay. Let's see.
Yes. Ask me about George Cukor.
Okay.
Will you?
Yeah.
At the end of this, I'll have a prompt you
I know just how I can do that. I know how to do that. I'll do it indirectly so it doesn't look like I brought up his name.
Well, we were talking at one point about Jack Barrymore,
Yeah.
weren't we?
Another easy way to do it would be to say, you know all those people I always thank on Academy Awards, do those people really deserve it? You know,
Yeah,
because the public
yeah.
doesn't know who the hell they are.
Yes.
Something you could say, well, in the director's case, they do, or, you know, something. Would that be all right? Is it,
Yes,
Is that
fine.
too
Fine.
sneaky?
Let them know when they're ready, Bill.
We could, if we had two or three of these for those awkward moments where we want to, you know, little.
I'll hit the prompter when they're...
Or you could ask me, who do you think is the most important person in the film industry? And I would
Okay.
say the director.
All right, that's
You see?
quicker.
Dick, if you can just watch the prompter, then you'll know we're in that 2-minute area.
Because that would be a separate.
Let's go.
Let me do it part my way and
Oh,
part
well,
your
you
way.
just surprised me, but that's really the best way
Okay.
to do it. Or talk about something else, and then, you know.
Dick, just for cutaway shots.
Yeah, I can't believe you don't need a couple reaction
didn't do
shots
George
or
Cukor.
something. That's the damn thing I was
Yeah,
going to do.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the 1 minute thing we were going to do.
Yeah.
All right, do that first. Bill,
I'm sorry. I feel like I'm.
one conversational thing
Exploiting
first,
you
then
now.
we'll go to that. We'll do one conversation.
I couldn't think what it was. I thought, is this an ending? Is this?
I thought with the Philadelphia story, I should have picked that up because he directed it. You see.
Yeah. That's the price of my not working every week. That's the kind of thing I forget now. I used to be able to. I'm getting so damned old.
No, I should have picked that up.
Or said I was going to say. Who? Yeah. Okay. Who's important? Have we got tape left?
Yes.
Good. It's silly to run out now before I get my. It's easy.
Now we're going to set up where we're shooting over Miss Hepburn's shoulder, and she will be talking. You just listen. This is for the editing shots.
Now you have to tell me how to do this because I don't make reaction shots.
Nothing overacting. I mean, just she's talking and you're listening. At most, we'll use it for 2 seconds.
Is she actually talking or?
Yeah.
And
Yes, well, I'll be talking.
I'm
I'll
listening.
tell
Okay.
you
I guess you
how
get to
should
interview me
react
now.
to this sort of thing.
Okay. You call for an emotion and I'll let it play across my face.
Well, how did you start doing this?
I started appearing as a guest on these shows.
And then realized you had sort of,
I was a writer for
gift for it.
Par.
yeah. Oh, were you really?
Yeah, that's how I started. I wrote for Par, then I wrote for Car. And then I started to do my act as a panelist on these shows, talk it, because it was about my life, theoretically, anyway. And then they had me host a show once, and I filled in for Carson one night.
When was this?
Oh, 5, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 7 years ago. I lose track of time. But one night I was sitting in Sardi's and they just said, Carson's sick, you have to host for him tonight. And I had appeared on the show. And the fact that I didn't have much notice made it easy.
Yeah.
You know, that feeling of, well, it's too late to get scared. I'll just have to do
Yeah.
it. I did that twice. And then ABC had a daytime talk show, which they
You kicked
Thought
this
of-
thing off.
Excuse me, Ms. Hepburn, Mr. Cavett. We're going to take a reaction of Ms. Hepburn listening to you talk. So just you talk, Dick, this time.
Oh, I just
we're
did.
not going to record your sound. It's just a picture of Ms. Hepburn
Listening.
listening to you.
But I just told my life. I'll have to tell someone else's. Let's see. Anyway, I started doing an act in the Village while I was writing for Carson. So I had to think of gags during the day for him, and then I had to go down at night and do them for myself.
God.
Different ones. And it's impossible to write for yourself, and it's easy to write for anybody else. I can write for any comedian in the business. Easy. I can just hear them and imitate it.
Yeah.
But to think, well, what do I say when I go out on stage? Suddenly you don't have a style to imitate, you don't have a voice that you hear in your ear, you know, and you don't have a character in mind, really. Unless you're enormously fat or enormously short or enormously tall or, you know, something that would physically give you your character.
Yeah.
And I was sort of boringly Protestant, goyish, Midwestern. I couldn't really think of anything freakish enough. So what did I talk about? And the thing I picked was, to start me, was a kid from Nebraska going to an Eastern school. Because that was a real situation.
Is that where you came?
Nebraska.
You came from?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Do I seem continental?
Can we have just a little bit more of just Mr. Cavett talking, please? Thank you.
Hey, this is fun. Why don't they ever invite me on these shows? My life's being probed by the guest. It's not fair.
You can just count to 10, Dick, or ABC. It really doesn't make any difference. We're not recording your sound. We're just looking for her reaction for editing purposes.
Oh, okay. Should have recorded the sound. I've never told these things to anybody.
Well, we really did. We'll send you a copy in the morning.
I thought so. Thanks a lot.
So then, what happened? You went.
So then I got into the drug episode in my life.
The what?
I just wanted to get that reaction from you. I'm sorry. I've cheated you. No, then see what happened then. Where were we? Oh, well, then then that gave me a gimmick, at least. I mean, something to write about. A kid from the Midwest being in the East and somewhat of a hayseed and all. And then that was a spring for some jokes. You know, what they thought of my clothes when I got to New Haven and, you know, how I looked.
You mean you were just talking about yourself?
Yeah, but I wrote laugh lines. I mean, places where they were supposed to laugh, specific jokes. But until I had a subject and a character, it was impossible. I thought it'd be easy to just string together a lot of jokes that I'd written for other people and go down and say them. And the first night I did that down in Greenwich Village, I dropped dead for 20 minutes. I mean,
Yes.
bomb-ola.
I did that because I had to go on as an understudy for Hope Williams, and I was just imitating her.
Yeah.
And just egg after egg after egg after egg. Oh, God, it was absolutely terrifying.
I can remember the sweat forming over my
Yes, oh,
eyebrows, and I
frightening.
thought if it's going to go over the dam in a minute, and it came down into my eyes, and I thought, do I wipe it off, or do I just keep talking? You know?
Excuse me now. Ms. Hepburn, if we not can reverse the procedure, if you will just talk to Dick so we can get reaction shots of Dick without Dick talking at all, okay? And
You
of
got-
course
you
you
got
can go
that,
ABC,
Adam.
etc. Thank you.
No to talk at all?
Not a word. Well, now, I'll tell you, you want to know what Irene Selznick said about you. What I don't understand is what you were all doing at Ed Orby's for lunch. How many people were there? You can't even answer me, poor thing. How did you get asked? Because that's a rather high-class group of people. How did you get in? That's what I don't understand.
I might as well talk.
Absolutely terrified.
I'm going to send the answer to you mentally.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes, don't stop.
oh yeah, you don't dare look comfortable on television.
Well, I hope I look comfortable. But
Very, completely.
Then she said he has a swimming pool. I thought you all lived near the water.
I don't have a pool. Orby.
No, Orby has a pool.
Yeah, well,
Orby
it's
has
silly
a
to have a pool.
Yes.
Oh, wait,
And,
I'm not supposed to
No,
talk.
you're not supposed to say a thing. Thank you. That's it.
Yes, what we need now is the two openings, and it only requires Richard.
Are you going to be able to do it without me here now? That's the question.
I don't think so. I don't see any reason to.
What time is it, please?
It is 10 after 2.
10 after. Oh, that's great.
Can we take a 5-minute break then or something? So
Yes. All right, take 5. Take 5.